Alright, everybody. It's times 10 Kyle Can't here. And I know what I'm bringing you today is pretty much one of my first actual videos where you hear me talk. And what I'm going to talk about today is something that happened recently. And by recently, I mean this was just about 2 or 3 days ago. And I'm going to try my best to explain it as best as I can without going into too much explicit details on what happened. Alright? So I was sitting at the house and I was watching my YouTube videos and playing the game a little bit. It was around 8 or 9 o'clock when my sister got back home and she knocks frantically on the front door because apparently when she pulled up, my mom was dropping her off. And so she gets out of my mom's car and she sees a naked man just get out of her car, which is parked in front of the house. Just a naked man casually get out the car like he owned the son of a gun. And she runs to the front door, and that's when she beats on it, and I come to the front door. The man at this time had already went down the road, so I didn't see him whenever I went outside. She tells me, "Yo, there's a naked man out here." No, there was a naked man in my car. And I was like, there was no naked man in your car because I hadn't been outside to check. And normally I would go outside to check, but not for things like that, okay? See, because I don't believe that when I'm sitting here at home, why should I have to worry about going outside and looking? Or looking for a man naked in the car, okay? And that's not even the worst part about it, because after she got back and she came and knocked on the door and told me about it, I didn't believe her, so there was 2 other people walking down the road, furious, might I say, and they was going on about, "Hey, did y'all see a naked man going down the road?" And my sister, she was like, "Yeah, a naked man." When I got home, she got out of my car. I was sitting there listening, and that's when the harsh reality side, and that what she said was actually true, and that there was really a naked man in her car. And now that sums up her coming in, well, not her, but her telling me that what happened. So my brother-in-law comes back maybe an hour or so after this event happened, and we check our cameras, okay, because we got cameras that record they record for 3 days straight, erase themselves, and then record again. And we checked the footage, and you'll never believe what came back on the footage. The man, it was still daylight outside, okay, and he was sitting, well, he came up into the yard, opened the side door of the car, which is a Ford Taurus, I believe it's a 93 Taurus. He opens the door up like he's been in there before. And keep in mind, he had pants on when he came and got into the car, okay? So he gets in the car, and I can only imagine that in that car, he declothed himself. Declothed himself. And on top of that, what I seen later on in the footage, which me and my brother and my sister was watching, he done some things that are unspeakable. By unspeakable, I mean there was some tampons in my sister's car, and the man brung a screwdriver with him for some reason, and only I can imagine, because in the video we watched him open the car door, and when he opened the car door, the man had the audacity to sit there and sprawl out with it pretty much still broad daylight outside and get comfortable and begin to sodomize himself with the tampon screwdriver creation, okay? And that's a pretty graphic part of what I seen, but that's not even the real worst part of the entire thing, because the worst part of it is he sat out there for a good 30, maybe 45 minutes sodomizing himself with a screwdriver and a tampon on top of it. And on top of that, after he done all that, he got out the car And get to this, it was still daylight outside. There was people going down the road. And he stood in front of the open car door. And what I can only say what he was doing, he was performing the acts of masturbation right there. Alright, then that not only that, but the man also took 2 craps, one in the back seat, and then somehow he crawled his way up to the front seat of the car, and he took another crap in the passenger seat. So the man came through, got into the car, he relieved himself of his pent up desires, I could only imagine that's what they are. Relieved himself in multiple ways. He not only relieved himself in a sexual manner, he relieved himself as in dumping 2 loads of crap into the car. And what I can only hope is spit on the windshields, which I'm not going to say what I really think it is. But that's all happened a couple days ago. And I figured today, I was sitting there thinking, what should I make a video on? And that popped in my head. Now I know, for a first video of my voice being in there, that's not something y'all might not want to hear about. But just in case the possibility arises that y'all do so happen to want to hear more, I have an edited video, which gets all the parts where you can see his face and all that stuff. And then we have the full video that's unedited, where it shows everything. And if that's possibly something y'all are interested in, leave a comment below, and I will hopefully be able to arrange that for you and upload that. Have a good one. Time Sin Kaioken out.